5 ancient jobs that sucked big time. Number 5. Winemaker. Speaking of my favorite subject, wine, what job may be higher than that of the winemaker? Gather the grapes within the early hours, whereas the condensate still drips from the vines. Pressing the fat grapes with one's feet while singing bawdy epic songs. And at last, when fermentation, drinking the delicious nepenthe on the terrace of associate degree evening. Maybe drinking wine that wasn't laced with lead. That's right. Sadly, the Romans didn't perceive the risks of lead, and that they frequently sugary their wine with sugar of lead, much within the same method as we have a tendency to fill our drinks with a spread of cancer-causing sugar replacements these days. To form matters worse, they usually serve their lead wine in lead cups. The common Roman United Nations agency enjoyed a qua fortune, consumed up to 1 gram of lead per day. Number 4. Pregustator. In different words, a taster. Following on from wine, we've got food. Currently, World Health Organization wouldn't wish to be paid a handsome ad a day for doing nothing, however, chowing down on the emperor's dinner. Daily tastes of peacock, swamp hen, wild boar. The list is just about endless. But as it is to be expected on this list, there is a caveat. Most of the emperors were dicks, and a great deal of individuals wished them dead. And in those days, before guns, the best thanks to kill somebody was to poison them. So, forgetting the lead-laced wine, which might have eventually taken its toll anyway, the emperors were guaranteed to be dish-shaped up a plate of some rancid toxic delicacies a minimum of once or doubly in their career. Herein steps the pregustator, the pre-taster. This poor schmo was the guy World Health Organization had to possess a mouthful of everything the emperor planned to eat. Unneeded to mention, history has shown us that a lot of pre-tasters died than emperors. Number 3. Rower. Most people area unit awake to the expertise of progressing to the gymnasium to lose a couple of pounds. The burning ache within the shoulders and arms, once our personal trainer forces United States of America onto the satanic sport machine, with no want although to form United States of America feel unhealthy as a result of we tend to drag them out of bed at 6 a.m. Currently, lucky for United States of America, we tend to area unit paying the bills. Thus, we're able to tell the trainer to blow and stop when 3 minutes. Which brings United States of America to the poor unfortunate souls who had to row the Greek warboats throughout the great previous ancient days. First of all, most were slaves and were paid nothing quite a daily meal. Secondly, once that nasty burn set in, they couldn't simply stop and demand a cafe latte break. They might get flogged. Imagine your innocuous personal trainer coitus interrupts a cat o' nine tails once your arms began to ache. Imagine being flayed as a result of the Goftig guy on the machine next to you goes a mile quicker than you. That was the lifetime of the boatman. Number 2. Armpit plucker. Because these athletes were working out all day in the hot sun and were aware of the natural ability of hair to retain unpleasant odors, the men, young and old, went through a daily routine of having their underarm hairs plucked out by the armpit plucker. After all, they were most likely to spend the evening in very close company with others at the public baths. Now, the armpit plucker was not the same as a modern beautician who plucks eyebrows. These were professionals who were dealing with incredibly hairy armpits full of smells that one doesn't want to think about at all. No amount of grappa could prepare you for this job. Number 1. Delater. Latin is an amazing language. It manages to make everything sound lovely. For example, pedicabo, pronounced pedicabo. It just rolls right off the tongue. Unfortunately, it means one who anally penetrated. Delater is similar. In modern English, the delater might be called a snitch, a rat, a fink, an informant, a stoolie, and a huge variety of other unpleasant names for a person who is, basically, a narc. These were men whose sole job in life was to tell on their neighbors. For every little misdemeanor. They make the Nazi youth look good. These bastards even reported people for failure to pay their taxes. Unfortunately, power often goes to our heads, And these sneaky scumbags started making stuff up because they were paid regardless of the truth behind their accusations. If there was ever going to be a social pariah, these were the guys who were it. The most famous delater, though not Roman, was of course Judas. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please like, comment, and subscribe to Tip Top List to stay tuned.